Hey everyone, and welcome to part 7 of Mega Man X5. This is it. We have one more thing to do, and we have the Ultimate Armor to do it in. The Ultimate Armor is basically exactly the same as it was in X5, in X4 I mean. In that it's the same moveset as the Force Armor, except it has unlimited Nova Strike. It unfortunately didn't it's the same thing. It didn't carry over the infinite weapon energy from that game. But whatever. I'm not going to be using it much because of that infinite Nova Strike. And the song that's playing here, it's funky as hell and I love it. The remix on Maverick Rising album, it's called Put Your Guns On. That's a good song too. And by the way, we just got out of Bubble Man stage. So I was going to say something. Oh yeah, basically the way the story in this game plays out between X and Zero fighting. Oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, either way. A lot of the story in this game, I feel, ends up working out better if Zero does go Maverick, because then it becomes tragic, and frankly, I'm a sucker for tragedy. What can I say? I'm not quite Monster Musume levels of I love Mero, like I love tragedy, but I do quite enjoy it, so I think the story ends up working out better, and it's a much more realistic reason for X and Zero to fight than just a little squabble, you know? Then it becomes an actual fight between two friends because they need to fight because Zero turned evil. And I think the ending turns out a bit better if Zero kind of... I can explain some of the differences between the endings. Look at that health bar. No. So this is the Nova Strike. I never showed it off in X4 because I didn't need to. Because the boss rushes in that game didn't have gigantic fucking health bars. So here's the way I'm handling the boss rush in this game. Normally, I like to do things like the way the game intends. You know, I use their weapons and I fight them correctly. But the things in this... But the health bars in this game are so big. And also the fact that you can get the Ultimate Armor legitimately. You know, I didn't have to cheat to get this. I earned this. I am allowed to abuse it as much as possible. You know, you wouldn't complain if I used the Hadouken on everything in X1. You wouldn't complain I used the Z-Saber on everything in X3. I see no problem in using the Nova Strike on everything in X5. It just makes this part of the game less tedious. Boss rushes are already kind of a sore spot for a lot of people. Giving them health bars as huge as that is a way to make it even worse. Yeah, you perform the Nova Strike just by hitting R2. Nothing too special, and it's an invincible air dash. You're not invincible. You're basically invincible to... You're invincible to more things than you would be with like the Falcon armor, but instant death spikes are still gonna take you out, which is important. See, like I was able to dash through that without any problem. But the fact that spikes will still kill you is still important because one of the Mavericks has spikes in their arena, so the Nova Strike is not really feasible for them. So there's one fight I'll get to show you how the game intends you to do it, and you'll get to see why I'm not doing it. It's not this guy though. This is Shining Firefly, maybe? Yes. It's kind of fun to try and guess like which boss it is just by looking at the size of the arena. That's how you know I've played these games too much. Frankly, it had been a little while since I played X5 before I did the test run. Oh, you're dodging me. Look at that, I can even destroy his projectiles with the Nova Strike. Thankfully, the hurt box on the Nova Strike does actually have quite a bit of range on it. As soon as I can hit him. There we go. And that's how you do it. I'm trying to think if I have any topics to talk about here to make the boss rush a little bit more interesting, because it's still kind of boring to watch. I don't know. Again, I'd like to talk about the story like I did in X4, but I just don't have that much to say. I like it. I like the sense of finality. I like the various the culmination and conclusions of X and Zero's arcs. I think it all works out pretty well. Obviously, it's not perfect. Like, the fact that Dynamo means literally nothing to this game is a sore spot. There's the fact that unless Zero goes Maverick, then the fight between X and Zero doesn't amount to anything. But if he does go Maverick, then it is actually quite a touching little moment. So I like that. My test playthrough was actually the very first time Zero ever went Maverick for me. Actually, no. It was technically the third time he ever went Maverick for me. The first time was on X Collection. I was playing the game just normally as X. Zero went Maverick. For some reason, I didn't want that. I don't know why, because I'd never seen it before. I got an email saying Lara Croft returns September 14th. That's nice. I have not played any Tomb Raider game. Okay, so here's Tidal Whale. I can't Nova Strike. If I Nova Strike right now, I will move right into the spikes and kill myself. So it's not a good idea. I just do this fight the same way you always did. So it's the same as the original fight, except it's a lot more tedious. And the fun part is, when he moves into the second phase, that's a lot more challenging. That's not based on how much health he has left, it's based on the percentage of health he has left. So he'll enter that phase when I have more health to take off him, which means I have to survive that phase longer. And my test playthrough, I ended up failing that phase a lot at the very end of the fight. So I had to keep redoing this fight. It was just so fun. You would not believe how much I enjoyed doing that. So you just keep going. The best thing I can suggest is try and take out like as much as health on the transition between phases, like I just did there. Yep, and then you have to worry about this. And that's what happens. And no, you can't start Nova Striking him once he gets to the second phase either, because your Nova Strike isn't going to go through the blocks, so you'll just end up Nova Striking into the block and get pushed along to the wall and die. So this fight, you have to do legitimately, no matter how much it sucks. I was considering whether or not it'd be safer to just buster him. It might, once you get to the second phase, I don't know. The stunning him is really handy. See, this first phase is super easy. I don't mind doing this, except for the fact that it takes forever. I don't even know, like, why just hitting him with this frees him over? I don't get it. No, that one was a little late, apparently. Okay. Your best bet is to just kind of bait him into firing it low so you can easily jump over it. The timing's kind of difficult. But there you go. That's how you do it. That's how you're supposed to do it. Only died once. Okay, now there's not going to be any problems, because now I can just continue to Nova Strike everything. The dirt really does not blend in here. I don't even care how much damage I take. It's not going to be enough to kill me. Ow. Okay, this is the part where it starts getting a little more difficult to Nova Strike him. Oh, I almost got two. It's really only once he's in the ground that you can't... Okay, you can hit him, because you can hit his drill, since you're invincible. Oh, he still got me, though. But then I got him. With a super powerful Nova Strike. I always want to go get my health refilled. Why does the warning sound sound so terrible? It sounds so compressed. Alright, another fight with Spike Rose Red. One of you is real. I can even destroy his projectiles. God, look at how fast you can destroy anyone in this game with the Nova Strike. Unless, of course, he catches you in the Vine Rose Whip. Oh, I guess you're the real one, then. And just so you know, no, I'm not going to stop using the Nova Strike when I get to Sigma. There is a way to do that fight. I shouldn't say I can do it. I have done it without the Nova Strike. But that was a while ago. And like I said, I got the ultimate armor legitimately. I'm allowed to cheat it. This fight can also be dangerous using the Nova Strike, but since the arena is a lot bigger, you can still get away with it. The Nova Strike doesn't fly that far. And you're still invincible while you're doing it, so once he gets to the phase when he starts flying around, like this, you just have to know when he's going to fly in. And then you can still dodge out of the way with the Nova Strike. You don't have to worry about taking damage. But if you happen to collide with him when you're doing it, then you'll damage him. Ooh, that was close. Wow, I cannot believe I managed to hit him with that. Alright, and that was it. That was all 8 Mavericks beaten again. We head right through. And we still have a little bit more stage to go. But we have a plasma shot. Good old ultra powerful plasma shot. I don't need that. Ow. Quicker charge would be... Ooh, thank you. That I definitely needed. You also can't hold on to a charge while you Nova Strike. Okay, here we go. Doesn't this look familiar? Close. Thankfully, this one doesn't really do the thing where... okay. Probably should Nova Striked. Would it be Nova Striked or Nova Struck? Leave a comment below. What do you think? Okay, I was going to say, thankfully, the disappearing, reappearing blocks in this game, in this stage, don't do the thing where they, where one appears right on top of you. So you have to, really carefully aim your way around. That's thankfully not a thing in this game. You know, anyone's on the same vertical axis will appear at the same time. Let me not hold the charge down so I don't have to worry about wasting a button. I do also have an air dash again. But this is the sort of area where the Falcon Armor would come in a lot of handy. In a lot of handy. I know what I said. There you go. That's how you do it. Oh, I don't think that flash was supposed to happen. Looks like Sigma's been studying these capsules that seem to look remarkably like me and Zero. Impressive. The #1 Reploid you are. That sounded like Yoda. You came much earlier than I expected. Why? Why did you do this? Because of Zero. to awaken Zero from his false self. What? I've conducted thorough research and reached a tremendous result. I wanted to find out what Zero truly is and scatter the virus all over the earth to purify his body. But the amount of the virus was insufficient, so I used the rundown colony, making it a virus colony, and let it land on the earth. You know the outcome, don't you? You almost annihilated the earth for that? You're sick. Fortunately, there are those handy guys called Maverick Hunters, ever ready and able to come to the rescue, and I knew the earth would be safe and sound. But alas, most of the hunters have also become mavericks. That was a close one. You. How many hunters have been lost because of you? I'll never forgive you for this. You're going to pay for what you've done. And so Sigma has a whole thing in this game about an obsession with Zero, basically. He wants to figure out Zero's true self. An obsession and a plot point that totally ceases to stop existing after this game. Like, they don't care anymore. So yeah, Nova Strike, baby. He still managed to do a lot of damage to me, though that was probably because I was being very reckless. But of course, more than one phase. What else? How else would it go? The number one hunter you are, X. Why'd you say that again? The stronger you are, the more I want to destroy you. It was pointless to have Zero fight you. After all, you are the number one hunter. You show no mercy for enemies or comrades. Shut up! Where are you? That does not look good at all. Here I am. You can challenge me at any time. I have delightful news. I've recently acquired a new partner. He's been very supportive. He seems to have created quite a few robots, and he gave me the toughest body that you'll ever see. You're here sooner than expected, so it's not yet complete. But it is enough to defeat you. He's an excellent partner. I believe you two know each other. In fact, he used to be a comrade of yours. He was very persistent about you, and that makes him very helpful to me. You see, X, there is someone other than me who hates you. Now feel our combined rage and die. But not before suffering horribly. Goodbye, X. So who is Sigma talking about there? A new partner that's been very supportive to him, knows quite a bit. A lot of people say that it's Dr. Wily, like he's somehow paired up with Dr. Wily, and that's how he knows so much about what Zero is supposed to be. I get that. But if that's the case, how does it fit into the whole, I know him, like X knows who he is, he used to be a comrade of mine. Like, Wily doesn't fit into that, so is that a translation error? Or are they talking about someone else? Like, I really don't know. Nova Strike makes this fight a lot more manageable. It's not a terrible fight otherwise, but I don't remember him doing the stack in the practice run. Ow. It's fine now. Oh, ow, ow. Thankfully, I still have another sub-tank. Thanks. Okay, I still managed to damage him. Oh, I think it's like you have to hit this. Maybe shoot it enough times or something. There we go. And that was it. Done. But I'll never die alone. I'll take Zero down with me. No! Stop using Zero as a shield. Isn't it painful to have to watch while others suffer? You can put up with your own pain, but can't bear to see others, especially Zero, harmed, can you? I'm taking Zero, the one most important to you, to the underworld. Goodbye, X. I'm not good at laughing, so I tend not to read those lines. At least I've started not reading them. So if this is the game that made you an X and Zero shipper, I don't blame you. A lot of this dialogue points towards it. I love this song, by the way. On the soundtrack, it's called Zero's Dead, and that's hilarious to me. Zero? Zero! 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 No! Don't die! Do you hear me? Zero! Zero! Drop dead. Oh, no. How persistent you are. Die, Sigma. X. Do you hear me? Your optimism led to your own demise. You should live. Not yet. Actually, I want you to rest and relax for now. Hold on, X. Just for a few more moments. I never noticed that Hunter on the left is a girl. At least it looks a lot like one. Huh, interesting. 3 years from then, a large Maverick has broken out in Horde 2146 block. Go in action immediately. Into action. I'm reading a lot of bad things. Let's go. Now, get a move on. We've been used to living in peace. Since that time, X's eyes have changed and sharpened. I can face any enemy now. I will feel this way as long as I have this saber. I'll do it today, Zero. With you. Forever. We'll be together, Zero. That's a cute little ending, I admit. If this was the ending to the X series, that'd be a satisfying way to go out. It's a lot less satisfying if Zero dies, though. Which he does if he goes Maverick. Well, I mean, Zero always dies, but... I love this song too, by the way. Especially the opening part of this. It's so chilling and haunting. I love it. But the other endings, Zero, if you beat the game with Zero, which you can only do if he doesn't go Maverick, then it's nothing too special. It's just you get to see Zero's thoughts on his deathbed. Includes a little, his very last thought was Iris. You have that. If Zero goes Maverick, then no one's there to protect, then he snaps out of it right when Sigma tries to attack Zero, tries to attack X after their duel, like X and Zero's duel. Then there's no one left to protect X after the final battle. So X still gets completely destroyed. Dr. Light, obviously, as I'm sure you guessed, fixes him up. But he changes his programming a bit so that to erase all of X's memories about Zero and to make it so that anytime anyone tries to tell him about Zero, he just doesn't accept the information to spare X from the pain of having to remember what happened to his best friend, which is, again, a very cute thing. I understand cute's kind of a weird way to put it, but either way, I like it. So, X is just talking to one of the other random Maverick Hunters who asks him, like, what is your goal? Like, what are you fighting for? I guess is the best way to put it. And X comes up with the idea of a utopian society where humans and Reploids can live together in peace. He calls it Elysium. I don't know if that's a translation error or if they just changed the name in development. It's obviously supposed to be Neo Arcadia. And it's only confusing because Elysium ended up being used for a name in Mega Man Legends. So I've heard a couple people confused saying that X's bad ending leads into Mega Man Legends. It's supposed to be leading into Zero. And that's Mega Man X5. I still like this game. I don't love it. There are definitely things that prevent me from playing it frequently. Like I said before the practice run a couple weeks ago, I hadn't played this game in years. So it has its issues, you know, Alia interrupting you all the time, that really tedious boss rush, the whole 2 armor system, meaning that you can't slowly collect armor pieces that you use on the fly. Tidal Whale stage, some other random assorted things in other stages. You know, this game does have issues. I didn't get into, the RNG of finishing the game. Usually it goes the exact same way I did it, where the Enigma fails, but the shuttle succeeds. But through no fault of your own, it's possible for both the Enigma and the shuttle to fail. And if you happen to have been playing the entire game as 0 up to that point, well, you're either starting the game over, or you're going to have to start playing as X, which is going to be a problem because he has no armors. You haven't been collecting armor pieces. Since you've been collecting all the heart tanks as 0, X doesn't get any of them. That's a real issue. Whatever items you collect are only valid for the character you collect them with the exception of like weapons and sub-tanks. And maybe the life and energy capsules you collect between stages. I don't know. So either way, there are a lot of issues with this game. No, can't deny that. But I think there's plenty good about it as well. I think the story's well done. I think most of the bosses are good. Just barely over an hour and a half, yeah. Yeah, right. My recording is currently just about to hit 2 hours, 40 minutes. Yeah, right. And look at that. X reached 0's rank. But I think X5 does enough right that I think it's worth playing. And now on the X Legacy Collection, if you bought the second one, then you have access to this as well. So I'd say pick it up, and we'll see you next time.